Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Norsahani K. Bandon. On this video presentation, we will going to discuss and explain to you, based on our own understanding, the 2.3 language of relations and functions. This 2.3 is the continuation of 2.1 and 2.2 in chapter 2 that I guess you already watched it from the previous videos that have been uploaded by our co-member. So before we start, let's just focus muna sa relation, and later on my co-member Mr. Ariston and Miss Sahla will going to explain the function. So now, what is relation? There are many kinds of relationship in our daily life in this world. For instance, the relationship between the parents and the children. We speak of the relationship between the teachers and students. The relationship between those people who shared a common ethnic background, or a relationship between the employees or employers. So there are many kinds of relationship in this world. Similarly to the objects of mathematics. When we say relation in mathematics, it is a rule that relates values from a set of values called domain to a second set of values called codomain or range. So I will going to show you what looks like of relation. Before that, let A is a set of 0, 1, 2 and B is a set of 1, 2, 3. Let us say that an element X in A is related to the element Y in B if and only if X is less than Y. Let us use the notation X or Y as a sentence as a shorthand for the sentence X is related to Y. Then here's the example of a set of ordered pair that is related. 0 is related to 1 since 0 is less than 1. 0 is related to 2 since 0 is less than 2. 0 is related to 3 since 0 is less than 3. 1 is related to 2 since 1 is less than 2. 1 is related to 3 since 1 is less than 3. And 2 is related to 3 since 2 is less than 3. Naging related ang lahat ng ordered pair na to, it is because sabi dito na magiging related lang daw si element X at si element Y kapag si X ay mas mababa sa Y. So, tama nga naman, di ba? Kasi si 0 ay mas mababa kay 1. And nakuha natin si 0 from the set A at nakuha natin si 1 from the set B. And the rest, you were able to analyze it. On the other hand, if the notation X or Y, yung R ay may slant line sa middle, it represent the sentence X is not related to Y. Then, here's the example. 1 is not related to 1 since 1 is equal to 1. Si 2 is not related to 1 since si 2 is greater than 1. And si 2 is not related to 2 since 2 and 2 is equal to each other. That is why they are not related. And as you observe, itong tatlong ordered pair na to ay hindi nasali doon sa mga ordered pair na related. It is because hindi nila natamaan yung instruction doon na magiging related lang daw ang ordered pair kapag si X ay mas mababa kay 1. Okay, gets. Now let's proceed. Recall that the Cartesian product of A and B consists of all ordered pairs whose first element is in A and whose second element is in B. A, X, B is a set of ordered paired X, Y. X is an element of A and Y is an element of B. In this case, ganito yung magiging form ng Cartesian product, which is yung lahat ng first element sa ordered pairs na to ay manggagaling kay set A. At yung lahat ng second element ay manggagaling kay set B. Ito siya. 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, and then the rest. Ang Cartesian product ay ito yung lahat ng ordered paired na mapa-related man, mapa-related or not related. Lahat-lahat ng ordered paired ng set A and set B. At lahat ng first element na to, lahat-lahat ng first element na to ay tinatawag nating domain. Which is, in short, itong mga first element na to nanggagaling talaga kay set A. So, what we called domain. At itong lahat ng second element na to na galing kay set B ay ang tinatawag nating codomain or range. And take note class, na hindi lahat ng ordered paired na to ay related. Kasi 'di ba nung unang binigay ko ay yun yung mga ordered paired na related sila sa isa't isa, at yung pangalawang example na binigay ko ay yung mga set of ordered paired na hindi related. And aside from that, 'di ba yung notation natin na x or y that represent x is related to y is meron pa siyang another symbol that is ordered paired x, y is an element of relation R. So, yan yung another symbol niya. At yung notation naman natin na x or y, which is yung R ay may slant line sa middle na nagre-represent na si x is not related to y. Ang another symbols niya ay, symbol niya ay ordered pair x, y is not an element of relation R. Yan yung another symbol ng notation natin na x is not related to y.
So good day everyone, I am Jade Mocodef Ariston. So when we say relation, it is a rule that relates values from a set of values called the domain to a second set of values called the range. The elements of the domain can be imagined as input to a machine that applies a rule to these inputs to generate one or more outputs. A relation is also a set of ordered pairs x and y. So for example, a relation R have a set of ordered pairs 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8, and 5, 10. So, yung 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 ay tinatawag nating domain, and yung 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 ay tinatawag naman nating range. Example number 1, a relation as a subset. For example, let set A is equals to 1, 2, and set B is equal to 1, 2, 3, and define a relation R from A to B as follows. So the given statements that your x and y is an element of the product of set A and B. So x and y is an element of relation R. It means that, so by the statement x minus y over 2 is an integer. So we are going to answer the following questions. Number 1, state explicitly which ordered pairs are in A and B and which are in relation R. Number 2, is 1 related to 3? Is 2 related to 3? And is 2 related to 2? And number 3, what are the domain and range of relation R? So the solution in number 1 is, first we need to get the product of set A and B. So to get the product, A times B is equal to 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, and 2, 3. So, the list of ordered pairs is kailangan natin i-substitute on the given statement. So, kailangan maging element siya ng relation R kapag ang output nito ay integer. So, kapag hindi sila element ng relation R. So, unahin natin yung 1 and 1. 1 and 1 is an element of relation R, Y. So, 1 minus 1 over 2 is equal to 0 over 2 is equals to 0. So, kapag sinubstitute natin at the given statement na kung saan ay dapat integers ang sagot natin, pag sinabi nating integer, yan or included dyan yung negative number 0 and positive numbers. So, since the output is 0 and 0 is an integer, therefore, 1 and 1 is an element of relation R. Next is 1, 2. So 1, 2 is not an element of relation R Kasi pag sinubstitute natin siya sa given statement, ang lalabas ay negative 1 over 2. So, negative 1 over 2 is fraction yung makukuha natin. So, that is not an integer. So, therefore, negative 1/2 is not an element of relation R. So, next is 1/3. So, 1/3 is an element of relation R. Why? Kasi kapag sinubstitute natin siya sa given statement, ang lalabas ay negative 1 and negative 1 is an integer. So, next is 2/1. 2/1 is not an element of relation R. Why? Kasi kapag sinubstitute natin siya, ang lalabas ay 1/2 and 1/2 is not an integer. Next is the 2 and 2. 2 is an element of relation R. Why? Because if we substitute it in the given statement, ang lalabas ay 0. And again, 0 is an integer. So therefore, 2 and 2 is an element of relation R. Last is 2/3. So 2/3 is not an element of relation R because if we substitute it in the given statement, negative 1/2 ang lalabas. So again, fraction siya. So, negative 1/2 is not an integer. So, yung 2 and 3 is not an element of relation R. So, therefore, ano lang yung mga element na in relation R? So, yung mga element na in relation R is 1, 1, 1, 3, and 2, 2. So, question number 2, is 1 related to 3? Is 2 related to 3? Is 2 related to 2? So, given those yung mga answer natin kanina sa number 1, dun tayo kukuha ng basis to answer the questions here. So, is 1 related to 3? So, yes, because 1, 3 is an element of relation R. So, is 2 related to 3? No, because 2, 3 is not an element of relation R because negative 1/2 yung sagot natin. And again, negative 1/2 is not an integer. So, last is 2 related to 2? So, yes, because 2 is an element of relation R. So, question number 3, what are the domain and range of R? So, in the given problem, set A is our x values and set B is our y value. So, therefore, the domain of R is 1, 2, and the range is 1, 2, 3.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Now I am Sahla S. Ayaw and I will going to show you the example to the circle relation. So we have here define a relation C for R to R as follows. For any x, y is element of R, XR, x, y is element of C means that x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. So we can say that yung order pairs ay element siya ng C. Means that x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. Kapag yung value ng x at ng value ng y ay kapag i-simplify natin siya ay mag-i-equal siya ng 1. So, ito ang ating formula. Ito-try natin ang 1, 0 is equal ba siya ng C? Ay, ng element ba siya ng C? Then, because 1 squared plus 0 squared is equal to 1. Then, therefore, yes siya. Yes. Because 1, 0 is element of C. Then, itatry naman natin ang 0, 0 element ba siya ng C? And 0, 0 element of C because 0 squared plus 0 squared is equal to 0. therefore not equal to 1. Then 0, 0, is no because this is not an element of C. So let us try the negative 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. Negative 1/2 and square root of 3 over 2 is equal ba siya ng element ba siya ng C? Because negative 1/2 squared plus square root of 3 over 2 squared is equal to 1 1/4. Then ilalagay natin ng 3 dito, then 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Then therefore ang equal niya is 1. Then negative 1 squared and square root of 3 over 2 is an element of C. Then therefore this is yes. The next is negative 2 CO. Then CO because negative 2 squared plus 0 squared is equal to 4. Therefore, not equal to 1. 2CO is not an element of circle. Then this is no. Is 0C, negative 1 is element of C. Then 0C negative 1 because zero squared plus negative 1 squared is equal to 1. Therefore this is yes. Because 0C and negative 1, 0C negative 1 is element of C. What are the domain and codomain of C? The domain and codomain of C are both the set of all real numbers.
So, kanina si Mr. Ariston and Miss Aya when nagbigay ng example number 1, a relation as a subset, at yung example number 2, a circle relation, di ba? So, at this point, gagamitan naman natin ng arrow diagram ang relation, but the same rules. Magiging related lang si ordered pair XY kapag si X ay mas mababa kay Y. Now, let A is a set of 1, 2, 3 and B is a set of 1, 3, 5, and define relations ST from A to B as follows. For all ordered paired X1 is an element of set A and B. That is, XY is an element of relation S, means that X is less than Y. And relation T is a set of ordered paired 2, 1, and 2, 5. So now, ito yung arrow diagram natin. As you can see, si 1 ay hindi na arrowed kay 1. It is because 1 is equal to 1. So they are not related. Na-arrowed lang siya kay 3 and 5 since 1 is less than 3. So they are related, right? And si 1 is less than also kay 5. So they are related. Kaya kay 3 and 5 lang siya na-arrow. And then si 2, as you can see, hindi siya na-arrowed kay 1. It is because 2 is greater than 1. So they are not related. Na-arrowed lang siya kay 3 and 5 kasi si 2 ay mas mababa kay 3 and 5. So they are related. Okay, next. Si 3, as you can see, hindi siya na-arrowed kay 1 and 3 since 3 is greater than 1. So they are not related. Si 3 ay hindi rin na-arrow kay 3 since 3 is equal to 3. They are not related also. So na-arrowed lang siya kay 5 since 3 is less than 5. They are related. Okay. Get. So ganon din kay relation T. Ito yung arrow diagram ni relation T. Si 2 ay naka-arrow kay 1 and 5. So these example relations illustrate that it is possible to have a several arrow coming out of the same element of A pointing in different directions. Also, it is quite possible to have an element of A that does not have an arrow coming out of it. So I think that was it. That was the end of the discussion relation, and we will going to proceed to the function. So unfortunately, Miss Sahla ayaw not able to explain the function, so I will be the one who will going to explain it. So now, what is function? A function f from a set A to a set B is a relation with domain A and codomain B that satisfies the following two properties. These two properties is, for every element x in A, there is an element y in B such that the ordered pair xy is an element of f. And the number 2 is, for all elements x in A and y and z in B. So that is, if x, the ordered pair x, y is an element f, and xz is element of f, then y is equal to z. And also a function is a set of ordered pairs xy such that no two ordered pairs have the same x values but different y values. Ibig sabihin, sa dalawang ordered paired, sa dalawang ordered paired, kailangan hindi magkapareho ng x values kasi maaaring hindi magiging function yun sila. So, mas magigets nyo ang function sa example nito.
So, example of the functions and relations of finite set. So, let A is equals to 2, 4, 6 and B is equals to 1, 3, 5. So, the question will be, which of the relation R, S, and T defined below are functions from A to B? So, yung 2, 4, 6, so yun lang yung element ng A, and yung 1, 3, 5, so yun lang yung element ng B. So, ang hahanapin natin is letter A, R is equals to 2, 5, 4, 1, 4, 3, and 6, 5. So, letter B, for all x and y is the element of A times B, and xy is the element of E. S means that y is equals to x plus 1. So, letter C is T is defined by the arrow diagram. So, problem number 1, R is equal to 2, 5, 4, 1, 4, 3, and 6, 5. So, i-identify natin kung function ba siya or hindi. So, the answer is R is not a function because it does not satisfy property number 2. So, property number 2 is no two distinct ordered pairs in the F have the same first element. So, the ordered pairs 4, 1 and 4, 3 have the same first element but different second elements. So, you can use this graphically if you saw the arrow diagram for R, there are two arrows coming out of 4. One points to 1 and the other points to 3. So letter B, or the solution or the problem letter B, is that for all x and y is the element of A times B, x and y is the element of S, means that y is equals to x plus 1. So, hahanapin natin ulit kung function ba siya or hindi. So, the answer is S is not a function because it does not satisfy property number 1. It is not true that every element of A is the first element of an ordered pair in S. So, for example, 6 is element of A but there is no y in B such that y is equals to 6 plus 1 is equals to 7. So, you can also see this graphically by drawing the arrow diagram. So, number 3 is T is defined by the arrow diagram. So, T is a function because each element in 2, 4, 6 related to some elements in 1, 3, 5. And no element in 2, 4, 6 is related to more than one element in 1, 3, 5. So, when these properties are stated in terms of the arrow diagram, they become first, there is an arrowing coming out of each element of the domain. And number 2 is, no element of the domain has more than one arrow coming out of it. So, you can write T2 is equals to 5, T4 is equals to 1, and T6 is equals to 1.